Powered by Ecotech.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of my Elos Italian Dream build, and you can see the tank behind me. It still doesn't have any water in it, but that's okay because today we're going to talk about all the preparations that we did to get it ready to get the water in it, which is going to happen real time in just a few days, but you'll see it on the next episode. So today's episode is going to be about plumbing, and the only way we could really plumb the tank is because we had exciting news. The Luna Reef sump and accessories have come in, and Rob at Luna Reef did an absolutely amazing job. The details and everything that has come through and the quality of this build that he's done, he just hit a home run. We gave him the exact specs that we wanted and he pulled it off. We got the drip tray, so now there's no worries if I have a leak or something messes up, that it won't be a huge flood on the floor. The drip tray will catch it. We also have an auto top-off reservoir that can hold over 16 gallons. So I'm not really sure, the main display is 200 gallons, but obviously there's some displacement with the rocks and the sand, so it's gonna be a little bit less than that. Might average out with the sump size, but I don't really know how much evaporation we're gonna get when the lights are on and all the power heads and everything are going. So I think 16 gallons, 17 gallons, 18 gallons, whatever the exact size is, should be enough to last me for the week. Let's see. So the only way to know is when we test it and we get it filled up. Back to the sump, it has all the bells and whistles that I wanted. It has a place for the heaters. It has a place for all the probes that we're gonna use with the controller. It has a place to put all the dosing lines. It has lids to kind of give it a really clean look, but it's also gonna help with evaporation. And Francois recommended putting the drain on the opposite side to kind of help slow down the drain fall and minimize any kind of noises. So everything that we did is try to make this tank as quiet as possible. Now, it's in the part of the house where I don't mind if it gets a little noisy, but from the lights not having any fans to we're using a really quiet return pump. The sump is set up to dampen noise, and the way the drain goes into the sump with the drain pipe that's gonna be sitting in the water, it should be really silent. So I'm excited to see if we can get it dialed and tuned in to be ultra quiet. So now it's time to plumb the tank, and Ricardo's come by the house, and you may have seen him in some of the videos that we've done here at Worldwide Corals. Ricardo is a master at plumbing aquariums, and I have barely any experience on actually plumbing a tank. I'm used to kind of the soft hoses, flexible hoses and stuff like that, and I wanted to hard plumb the Elos and make it look good. So we ordered a bunch of Schedule 80 parts, some unions, some 90, some 45 elbows, and some other parts. Also got a check valve. I really like red plumbing, and I've seen a lot of setups with that, and I wanted maybe something a little different. So my buddy Alex gave me some orange piping that I thought looked absolutely phenomenal with this build. So the Elos overflow and everything in the tank is already pre-plumbed and done. All the return nozzles, everything is already set up. So all Ricardo had to do was pretty much everything from the tank all the way to the sump. So when he got in, he started with the return pump, putting in the check valve, putting in the elbows and measuring everything. The heart of the tank is the return pump. It's the Sicce Syncra SDC 7.0. This is one of their top of the line pumps. It's controlled by Wi-Fi, so there's an app for your smartphone that you can do a whole bunch of functions, including pausing the return pump so that you can feed, do maintenance, and everything is controllable. So once we get the tank filled up, I'm gonna put in their power heads, or also known as circulation pumps. We'll get those installed. Those are also SDCs, so they're Wi-Fi controlled, and we'll walk you through some of those and how we have them set up. Before we finalized anything, Ricardo cut everything, he test fit it. He did everything with a dry fit to make sure that it fit, that the sump was in the right position before he went to glue it. So I think that's one of the biggest pieces of advice that we give to you if you're gonna try some of the hard plumbing at home. Make sure to test fit, dry fit it before you glue anything, because once you glue it, you're pretty much gonna have to toss the piece out if it's wrong or if you need to make changes. Also on this build, it's really important that you plan out, what kind of corals and what kind of fish you're gonna have. So I'll be making a list of corals and fish coming up soon. I'll probably get with Josh to make sure I don't have anything that's gonna disrupt the tank. But I know I wanna put some wrasses in, and one of the things about wrasses is they like to jump. And well, we have a rimless, pretty open area, which is plenty of space for them to jump out. So we partnered up with Top Lids to get a beautiful custom lid. It's one of their craziest lids that they've done, and that's gonna be coming soon to put onto the tank to keep all the fish inside and keep them safe. If you enjoyed this episode, please push the like button and consider subscribing so you don't miss the next episode of my Elos Dream Build, which I promise we're gonna put some water in it. And a lot of you guys asked about how we're gonna cycle this tank that has dry rock and dry sand. And we're gonna walk you through all the steps of cycling the tank. So don't miss it. We'll see you on the next episode.